The sea roared, a tempestuous beast, tossing a small wooden boat as if it were a toy. Thunder cracked across the bruised sky, and in the heart of the chaos, a terrified couple held their infant child, a silent prayer on their lips. A brilliant flash of lightning illuminated their faces for a final, fleeting moment before the boat splintered against the jagged rocks, swallowed by the churning waves. The storm raged on, indifferent to the lives it had claimed. As dawn broke, its gentle light filtered through the dense jungle canopy, painting the world in hues of green and gold. The rain had softened to a quiet drip, each drop a tear for the night's tragedy. On the beach, nestled amongst the wreckage and debris, lay a makeshift cradle. A soft cry, fragile and lost, rose from within. It was the sound of a baby boy, alone in a world he did not yet know. From the deep, mysterious shadows of the forest, a figure emerged. It was Kala, a gorilla whose gentle eyes held the ancient wisdom of the jungle. She moved with a quiet grace, her maternal instincts drawing her toward the source of the cry. She approached the cradle cautiously, her large form casting a protective shadow over the small child. With infinite care, she lifted the baby. His tiny, helpless fingers instinctively curled around her thick fur, seeking comfort, seeking life. A wave of tenderness washed over Kala, her eyes softening with a love that transcended species. In the heart of the jungle, a child had been left alone until love found him. Kala carried the human baby back to her home, deep within the gorilla clan's territory. As she entered the clearing, the other gorillas gathered, their curiosity piqued. A chorus of chattering and low grunts filled the air. Some pointed, others laughed with a nervous uncertainty at the sight of this strange, hairless, and fragile creature. They had never seen anything like him. He was an anomaly, an outsider in their tightly knit world. Suddenly, a hush fell over the clan. A massive figure pushed through the crowd, his presence demanding respect and silence. It was Kerchak, the mighty silverback leader, his powerful frame a monument of strength and authority. He loomed over Kala and the infant, his brow furrowed, his gaze intense and disapproving. A low, stern growl rumbled in his chest. "This is not one of us," he declared, his voice a force of nature itself. "He doesn't belong here." The finality in his tone sent a ripple of fear through the air. But Kala's love was a force to be reckoned with. She drew the baby closer, shielding him protectively against her broad chest, her body a fortress against Kerchak's judgment. "He is alone," she replied, her voice firm yet tender, a mother's plea and a queen's decree all in one. "But he needs a mother, and I will be that mother." Her gaze met Kerchak's, unwavering and full of a fierce maternal resolve. Kerchak's eyes narrowed, a silent battle of wills playing out between the leader and the mother. The tension was thick enough to cut with a vine. After a long, heavy pause, he let out a frustrated grunt and turned away, a reluctant concession. The clan, taking their cue from their leader, slowly dispersed, leaving Kala alone with her new charge. She cradled the baby close, her heart swelling with a love she hadn't known she was missing. She whispered softly, her breath warm against his skin, "Your name will be Tarzan." The boy, now safe and warm in her arms, gurgled and offered a tiny, trusting smile. Time passed in the timeless way of the jungle. Baby Tarzan grew, a curious toddler exploring his vibrant green world. He watched the young gorillas with wide, observant eyes, mimicking their every move. He tried to scramble up trees as they did, his small hands and feet struggling for purchase on the rough bark, but his body was different. He slipped, tumbling into a soft pile of leaves below. The other gorilla children chattered with laughter, not out of malice, but out of innocent amusement at his clumsiness. For a moment, Tarzan's bright smile faltered, a flicker of otherness dawning in his young mind. Undeterred, his curiosity soon led him away from the trees and toward the shimmering ribbon of a rushing river. He knelt at the water's edge, captivated by the rippling reflection staring back at him, a face so unlike the ones he saw every day. He leaned closer, his little hands reaching for the boy in the water. In that instant, the surface exploded. The massive jaws of a crocodile snapped out of the depths, missing him by a hair's breadth. Startled, Tarzan slipped on the muddy bank and tumbled into the fast-moving current, flailing helplessly as the water pulled him under. A piercing scream echoed through the jungle. It was Kala. Without a second's hesitation, she leaped into the torrent. The river fought against her, but her maternal terror gave her incredible strength. She grabbed Tarzan just as the crocodile lunged again, its ancient eyes fixed on its prey. With one powerful, desperate swing, Kala hoisted the sputtering child onto an overhanging branch as water cascaded around them. The crocodile's jaws slammed shut with a sickening crunch, inches from where Tarzan had just been. Safe on the branch, Tarzan clung to Kala, his small body shivering with cold and fear. She held him tight, her own heart pounding against her ribs. She stroked his wet hair, her voice a soothing balm against the terror they had just faced. "No matter the danger," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion, "I will always protect you." That night, a profound quiet settled over the jungle. The moon cast a silver glow on the sleeping world. In the heart of the gorilla nests, Tarzan slept soundly, his small body curled against Kala's warm chest, his breathing deep and even. He was safe. He was loved. From a distance, in the shadows, Kerchak watched them. His face was as stern and impassive as ever, but in the depths of his eyes, a flicker of something new appeared, a reluctant, hard-won acceptance. He saw not an outsider, but a mother protecting her child. The moonlight bathed Kala and Tarzan in its ethereal glow. She leaned down and pressed a gentle kiss to his forehead, a silent promise whispered into the night. "You are my son," she murmured. "You have a family now." The jungle, once a place of peril, had become a home, a sanctuary. And as the view rises above the treetops, revealing the endless, mysterious expanse of the jungle under the silver moon, we know this is just the beginning. And so began the story of a boy born of tragedy, raised by love, who would one day become the heart of the jungle itself. Thank you so much for joining us for the first chapter of Tarzan's journey. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. We'll see you then.